So you're thinking of going to Fiji, and you heard Tony Robbins has his own Fiji resort.
Heck yeah!
It's true. It's called Namale, and we're gonna get into it right here and now. Let's go.
Let's go!
All right, one of the first things you need to know, it is not on the main island that you fly into, the Nadi Airport.
Nope.
It's not
You
there.
don't get to take a big, luxurious, normal commercial plane to get there. Nope.
Nope. Well, you do to Nadi Airport, but then you got to get on a little puddle jumper, like Lexi's saying, and fly to the next airport.
How many people were in our plane?
I think we squeezed in maybe 14. Something like that?
I don't know. I think it was like 10 or 12 tops.
I don't know. Anyway, so we'll say between 10 and 20.
Small.
So yeah, they even have you stand on the scale holding your luggage to get the luggage weight,
so
right?
maybe do your diet before.
That's
you
funny.
Go.
Yeah. And the plane is small, so you are going to get somewhere near a window. And what do you see, babe, as you're flying over?
Oh my gosh. As you're getting closer to the island that you're flying into, there's like all of these like little mini islands just barely under the surface of the water. And it looks like oil spills on asphalt after the rain, and how they're all like
different colors and
different
glistening
colors and oily and glistening and like rainbows in the water. It looks like that under the water. It's
pretty
so
sweet.
cool.
And then there are some islands that are above the water that were really, I mean, it's just, there's islands all over. It's an island nation, Fiji. I mean, it's crazy, right? And I think the island that we flew to, was it Savu Savu? Is that it?
So.
Boy, memory here. Anyway, so you land and it almost feels like a dirt runway. It's not. But it's a short little runway. It's paved, but you'll see from the footage the plane and all that. Yay! Bula Banaka, babe! Bula Banaka! And then they pick you up and they shuttle you to Namale.
Yep.
And you go through the gates. It's almost like that Jurassic Park, if you know the original.
It does kind of feel like Jurassic Park.
You know, the opening up and you're going up the dirt road up to the place.
And it's like, it's one of the islands that feels like super jungly and lush and green, and it was nice.
And they're so welcoming. I mean, shoot, as we've told you, Fiji is all about hospitality and friendliness and loving on people.
Gosh,
and
they're amazing.
Yeah, they're great, right? Bula bula. So, and that's how they greet you when you get there. Bula bula vanaka, vanaka bula. And then you go and do your registration card and you...
Oh yeah, you got to fill everything out, give them all the details of your entire life.
Oh yeah.
I think you have to like give them your passport, don't you?
Yeah, all that stuff, yeah.
And then from that point forward, literally, they know you by name.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they really pride on knowing your name and, you know, and saying your name and so on. It's very personalized. There's only so many little bungalows or cabins on the whole property. Like, it's very intimate. I think it only takes, if I remember, 55 people for the whole resort, right?
I think that's right.
And then there's like 200 staff.
Yes!
Is that wild,
like
right?
200 to 55. That's crazy.
Yeah,
like you get like 3 people per person. 3.5.
They're like, oh, Miss Lexi, oh, Mr. Matthew.
Yeah.
What can I get you? I'm like,
so
I'm
cool.
good, I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and you better stay to the end because we're going to show you this really special, amazing thing that they get to do for you at the end.
Actually, you get to do for you that causes your stay to go in perpetuity. It's pretty awesome. So hang tight and we'll share that with you. All right, let's move on to the rooms, the cabins, if you will.
Okay.
And let's talk about those because that's pretty special.
Yeah, we got to stay in the nicest cabin, I guess,
It's
on the
actually
entire
the only
property.
house on the property.
It's a house, and I think it's the same house that Tony Robbins would stay in when he was on property.
Before he had built his own. He doesn't stay there now, but yeah. So it's a 2-bedroom villa. We were blessed to stay with our really good friends, Brent and Kathy. So we got one room, they got the other, and it was awesome.
So awesome. There's this amazing, like, huge living space in between the two, and there was like a little mini kitchen, and the views, oh my gosh, they were amazing.
Overlooking the waves crashing, I mean.
And there was a pool and a jacuzzi.
Private pool. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the only thing that would have made it better is the weather. The weather
Well,
wasn't
that's true.
that
It
great.
was kind of windy, rainy like when we were there quite a bit, actually.
Super windy and cold, which is not what we were expecting at all.
Yeah, that was interesting.
We came prepared for like Fiji warm summer weather. Not so much.
Yeah. But I will tell you, I mean, that is like the best place on the property that we stay. We were blessed. We're not bragging by any means. We were just totally blessed.
We were so blessed.
And so humbled by it. You know, there are other, I hate to call them cabins. I don't know the word to call them.
I don't know.
What would you call them, babe?
We'll just call them little houses.
Little houses,
they were just like 1-bedroom houses. And ours was a 2-bedroom house.
Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But they all pretty much were over the ocean in some form or fashion. There's a few that are more little inland kind of jungle-ish.
Yeah. They had jungle views.
But I mean, like very short walk to the ocean. They're all really well done. I mean,
my
dark
gosh.
wood floors, just rich.
And if you've ever fantasized about taking a shower outside, we had an outside shower.
Yeah, I think they all actually have an outdoor shower.
Gosh, it was so
pretty
cool.
neat.
It was so cool. Yeah.
And then they have different activities that they offer as well. There was snorkeling, and we actually did a kayak. We did a 2-person instead of each doing a single.
Yes, we did.
We did a 2-person kayak in the little bay
because
there.
I doing it by myself. Yes, we did.
No. I just wanted to be close to you.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Okay. But they have a lot of different activities that are available to all the guests, and it's all included. In fact, speaking of activities, they had a rec hall. It has a bowling alley.
There's a
bowling alley.
And then there's the whole golf simulator thing.
Simulator
oh my gosh.
on property.
Happy guy right
plus
here.
The ping pong, plus the shuffleboard, card games, board games. I mean, it was quite a neat
when it was raining,
thing.
There was lots to do still.
Lots to do, absolutely. And
the food.
Yes. Let's talk about the food, shall we?
Okay,
Okay, tell them about the food, babe. The food.
Okay, first of all, yellow kiwis. Have you ever had a yellow kiwi? Wow. Have you?
Oh yeah, I've had.
You had one before?
I've had golden kiwis. I was in New Zealand, so that's where I found out about them.
Oh my gosh.
They're awesome, and you can eat the skin.
Yep.
Unlike a green kiwi with all the little furs.
So I think that in one sitting, between me, you, and Brent and Kathy, we must have eaten 8 kiwis.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
They're
more.
Awesome.
Maybe more.
They're awesome.
Yeah. And it's an all-inclusive resort. And so they can't say no to you.
Unless they're all out. They were I think we're out of kiwis.
Oh, that was the next day.
We cleaned them out.
We may have eaten all of the kiwis.
It's true, it's true.
But the fruit was so fresh. Oh my gosh. And we were doing this Tony Robbins Life Mastery.
Which we're going to do a video review on that and whether you should do the Life and Wealth Mastery with Tony Robbins.
So we were being very careful in eating very healthy because that's part of the program that we were on. So part of that is that they provide you with all of these amazingly fresh food choices. Like there were smoothies and yummy salads,
green
and
drink,
fresh fruit, green drink, celery drink. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was lots of good stuff.
Really, really good. And they have 2 dining halls. There's one kind of in the middle. We thought that was the main one, and that you kind of go out and perched over the ocean. We're like, this is amazing.
Near the spa, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Not far. Yeah.
Yeah, closer to the spa. And then somebody goes, oh, you haven't been to the main dining hall? The main restaurant?
And we were
like,
wait, what?
Where's the main restaurant? And it's like 3 times the size, and it's got all these little down perched
it's actually right
individual
near,
tables.
When you first get there, near the registration building, it's like right to the left of that, and we didn't even notice it when we
That's
first
true.
checked in.
We didn't even realize,
And the whole area where you go, rent kayaks and stuff is also right in that same area.
Absolutely stunning, huh, babe? Gorgeous. Beautiful, amazing.
Fabulous.
Tranquil, fabulous. But the food is really, really good. In fact, tell them about the world famous pancakes.
Oh my gosh. I forget what magical ingredient they put in them.
Oh,
but they're
some...
like on the menu, it's actually called world famous pancakes. World famous something pancakes, but I can't remember
they were
something is.
Phenom. They were great. We're like, well, hey, how could we say no to world famous pancakes? I mean,
I don't normally like pancakes because they get all like mushy. I'm a big texture person, but these pancakes were like...
Yeah, the syrup. It was resort made syrup.
Yes,
really,
I was like, can
really
I buy
good.
this and take it home?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was made of something special yumminess.
And that's, yeah. Anyway.
So get those pancakes.
Absolutely. The food was real. I don't think we had a bad meal at Namale, which would be expected. It's not cheap to stay there.
Yeah.
It's quite pricey, but you know, it's a 7-star resort or something. I don't know if there's so many qualifications to get to that or something. Bowling alley would be one of them. Who would think that you're going to be doing bowling alley in Fiji at the resort? So there you go.
Super cool.
And they had colonics, and a full-on colonics
well, that's part
thing.
of the whole Tony Robbins
But
thing,
I don't know.
But that is on site. So if you're
It's
like
on
just
site.
a guest at Namale, you can choose
I guess
to
you could if there's somebody there.
pay for having that as a part of your vacation.
There you go.
Oh, but what about the spa?
Oh,
the spa is
yes,
like my
the
favorite
spa.
place.
Well, first, as you're on your way, there was a little path, and I'm like, hey, let's go down this path. And it said blowhole, which that's really, really pretty
Super
cool. The waves
cool.
come in and it disappeared, and then so that was awesome, the blowhole. And then there is a heart-shaped spa.
Like it's actually
Jacuzzi.
shaped like a heart with jets and everything.
Over the blowhole, you know, on the cliff overlooking the blowhole.
Oh, but the best part is that as you're walking to the spa, there's like a little path and there's a sign that says occupied or not occupied. So that if it's occupied, you don't go down there because it's naked time.
Yeah, unless you're with your friends and you're like, hey, let's just go surprise them. And then as we got closer and around the bend, and I kind of peeked around and I'm like, hey guys.
Surprise!
They're madly in
so
love.
pay attention to the sign.
Yeah, the sign is, it's true. Anyway, but the spa is first class,
Oh
right?
my gosh. Okay, so but if you're a guest staying at Namale, the spa, like a lot
the
of
spa
the spas,
treatments you pay for.
you pay for that,
Yeah.
but the actual spa itself is included as part of your resort amenities. So you get to do the sauna, you get to do the jacuzzi spa that's there, you get to do the cold plunge, and they have those 3 little dipping pools where you can
Have the different bath salts.
different bath salts that
the different flavors.
have different remedies for
Yeah.
stress or whatever. So that
So
was really cool.
we would utilize that every day. We'd go
Every
do
day.
the cold plunge. We would do
I did the cold plunge.
the dry sauna, which was awesome. Loved it. We were
I
actually
was not dry when I was in there.
No, you're not dry when you're done. So the spa is great. I don't know that there's really, would you have any drawbacks or negatives to Namale?
I don't think so.
I mean, I would say it's not necessarily a budget friendly, you know, it's a splurge. For some people, it's
For
not a splurge
sure.
at all. It's like, you know, you think
Yeah.
about it, right?
Okay, so one drawback would be that it's not really around anything.
Oh, that's true. You are
So-
pretty isolated. Once you're there, you're there.
Like-
There's not a lot going on around there.
Yeah.
I did do an excursion with Brent and Kathy. You didn't want to go
To the
snorkeling.
waterfall?
No, we
Oh.
did snorkeling. And so they took us over to the other side of the island. We got on a boat and went out snorkeling.
Perhaps I was doing a colonic.
I don't know what you were doing. All right, a little snorkel early morning. Here we go. But anyway, that was fun. There's some good
Oh,
good
I know.
snorkeling.
I'm sleeping because it was like at the 5:30 in the morning or some
yeah.
craziness. I'm
Sleepy,
like,
sleepy.
pass.
I'm out. Mask squeeze. I know,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
good.
Bye.
So yeah, all in all, the resort, I mean, it's really like very intimate. You get to know the staff, they get to know you. That's
super
fun. I mean, I was giving hugs on the last day with all the
Oh,
spa
that's
gals.
great.
She's like, you come back here, give us hugs before you leave. And I'm like, all right, I'll go back there.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mr. Matthew.
Oh, one other amazing thing that they do for you when they welcome you is, you know, they get all your information when you first check in or whatever. And within hours of you being placed in your room, they actually hand carve
Oh, yes.
your names into a wood plank and hang it on the door of your house.
Yeah, it was Matthew and Lexi's
really
house on the
cool.
front door. And you come
And you
in,
get
you're
to
like,
take it home with you.
yeah, we actually have it hanging on ours. All right, so let's tell them about when you're checking out.
Oh,
Okay, so here's the neat thing. When you leave, they have a concrete stepping stone that's fresh concrete, not cured yet. And they go, okay, and they give you a nail or whatever, and you go
It's a nail.
spell out your name or put whatever you want in there, right? I put both Matthew and Lexi and Brent and Kathy, and I put the year in there, and they place it throughout the property. You could say, I want it out in front of my unit. I want to come back in a year or 5 years or 10 years. I want to be able to find my...
yeah.
And they're scattered throughout the whole property
So
as as you're walking around, you're like,
the whole time you're there, you'll see these stones placed everywhere. And you're like, what are those from? Like there's people's names, family members, experiences, dates. It's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, you're like, oh,
and now
Fred and Susie. And so we have ours on property. So next time we go back, we're like, okay. And then they keep record of it in your file on where they placed it on the property.
So they know exactly
where it is. I mean, it's those little touches that Namale does that puts it on another level.
One thing to know, though, about your stone is that you get 1 stone per house. So if you have 4 people staying in your house and you want to make sure that all the names are on the stones are not very big. So it's hard to put 4 people's names on this little tiny stone. So just...
It can be done, though.
I don't know.
Rumor has it, it can be done.
We'll see how it turned out.
I think it turned out great.
Yeah, but all in all, amazing.
Yeah. So I would say, well, I mean, how could you not rate other than cost, you know, if that's not an issue or you want to splurge or whatever, go for it. I mean, it's awesome. Now it's a trek to get there because you got to fly to the main island, then the next one, and then you're kind of isolated. That'd be the only drawback for me.
But if you're like looking for checking out of life.
Yeah, like, if you want to reset and you just want to unplug and so on. And we met a few couples that were that way. And they're like, oh my gosh, like
yeah, because there's not really like
I just forgot about all the busyness and just everything and just got centered with nature and so on. Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome for that.
It was good.
And if you're going to do the Tony Robbins events or whatever, yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. I would not stay at the Wassa Wassa. If you could afford to do Namale, it's by far the better choice for the Tony Robbins events. But we'll go into that in our other video, so check out the Fiji Tony Robbins video.
All right.
So thanks for listening. We would love for you to subscribe. Help us get to over 1,000. That's our first goal. The road, the push for 1,000.
Push for 1,000.
And we love comments.
And coffee.
Interact and engage, and coffee. Yeah, buy Lexi a coffee.
I'm going to say it every time till someone buys me coffee.
I know, right? We need to get that website set up that says, you know, support their channel, buy them a coffee kind of thing. That's kind of fun. We'll do that for you, babe.
That's coming.
Yeah. Anyway, so put comments down because we love to interact with our followers and fans and so on. And you guys have been to Fiji. Some of you may have things to add or take away or whatever.
There's an island that we should have gone to and didn't.
Right? Absolutely. We learn from our viewers as well. So that's how we mastermind and collaborate. Anyway, hey, thanks for listening all the way to the end. We appreciate you guys. Until the next video, happy travels. Bye-bye.